For this video, I'm going to be talking about how to actually change. And what I mean by that is that we all try and change certain aspects of who we are because there's some, whether it's some bad habits or addictions or, stuff that we know is bad for us, but it's very hard to quit, very hard to tackle some of these challenges, some of these barriers, some of these trials and tribulations in our lives. So these, I read Atomic Habits and such a beautiful piece of information, which is just 3 steps to actually change and make that change like permanent and not revert and relapse and all that stuff. So it has helped me a lot, and it's a much needed key that might be able to help you. It might be that soul answer, that soul little point that takes you to the next level. So to break it down, the first step is the goal, and I'm going to use smoking addiction as an example. You're smoking cigarettes and you want to quit. So the goal is quitting cigarettes. That's the goal, step 1. Step 2 is the system, the steps needed to get you to that goal. And of course, as far as I'm concerned, most of us already know about these 2 steps. And we always hyperfixate on step 1, just the goal. We magically think it's going to fall into place, and I'm definitely guilty of that when I was younger and I didn't know this, the 3rd step. And so when you hyperfixate the goal, you magically think it's all going to fall into place. We might be aware of some of the steps needed, but we just hyperfixate on the goal for whatever reason, But step 3, which is the most important part of it all, is the identity. So the ability to change your identity and just being aware of that, whatever bad habit or addiction you have, you're trying to beat. It's a part of who you are, it's a part of your identity, and it's ingrained in your life because you've been doing it for so long. So of course you're going to relapse. Of course you can't kick that addiction permanently. You always come back because it's part of your identity. And so to actually elicit change and beat these things, you need to utilize these 3 steps. So with smoking, we've established that the goal is to quit cigarettes. The systems could be reducing cigarettes over time, having less and less, nicotine patches, this and that. And then the identity change. So let me give you an example of a situation. You're out and about and someone offers you a cigarette. So you might, most of us would say, oh no, thank you, I'm trying to quit smoking. Right? That's pretty fair. And you might think that's pretty good. And I thought that was fine before I learned about these 3 steps. If you want to change your identity, and you've changed your identity, this is how you actually respond. So someone offers you a cigarette and you say, no thanks, I don't smoke. It's a very small difference, but it means everything because it's about that identity change. One person who just said, oh no thanks, I'm trying to quit, is still in his mind or her mind, they're still addicted to cigarettes. They still need to quit cigarettes because it's still a part of them, while the other person, it's not part of them at all. They don't smoke at all. It's just not who they are. And that is the biggest, most important step in actually changing. And once you've learned this, it makes things so much clearer. Another example, and I think that's in the book Atomic Habits, you got to read it, it's great. Another example I think he uses in the book is learning guitar. And it's about how strong is that identity, because if it's weak, then let's say I just want to learn guitar, it's kind of a weak identity. I drop playing guitar after a couple months or something. But if your identity is something, I want to become a musician, it's a lot stronger. And every time you practice, every time you show up to learn something, to practice the guitar, to do all the stuff, right? The goal is to learn guitar versus to become a musician. Which one's more stronger? Obviously there's the steps to get you to that goal, which is the learning the chords, the strings, how to tune it, blah 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 blah, and then actually just showing up and practicing. And every time you practice, it's solidifying in your mind that identity, and it gets stronger and stronger, and it'll be harder to break. And so that's an example he uses, in that you got to pick strong like goals, or to be a part of your identity, like, and strengthen it over time, so it's harder to break. So although it's used to break bad habits, right, you can adopt these 3 steps to take on positive habits and stick with them. So yeah, that's helped me a lot, and I hope that helps you. So like, comment, subscribe for more videos like this. A lot more is coming in the future of this year. There's a lot planned. I make videos every single day on these topics that have helped me, and all the strategies and the things I've learned over the years from my own experiences, from overcoming all these challenges. I talk about on the channel. I make motivating shorts on YouTube and TikTok, keeping everyone locked in, and how to beat certain addictions and sort of trials and tribulations. So yeah, join the community for more. Like, comment, subscribe as I've said, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.